to Trading IQ, where we will learn the unlimited nature of the stock market. In today's video, I'm going to share a very interesting development which took place on Tuesday, September 14th in the stock market. And this is going to be very interesting since it involves with my stage analysis that I keep telling you about, right? Not mine, but Steinman Stein's stage analysis, which I keep telling you about. And it will show you that you can also find multi-bagger stocks, right? Multi-baggers means which can potentially give you 10x, 20x or unlimited returns in the stock market. If you have the patience, if you have the right composure, yes, you can also earn unlimited return. But for that, you have to have that psychological edge, which I also keep telling you about. But in today's video, it is also going to be a little technical because I need to show you the development which took place. And this is about the media market. The media sector boomed today, right? And where it is right now in terms of the stage analysis, in terms of the stages that I shared in my previous videos, that there are 4 stages. Stage 1 is where you should wait. Stage 2, when the stock is breaking from stage 1 to stage 2, it is an ideal point to enter into any stock, right? And if the sector is breaking from stage 1 to stage 2 and you find a subsequent stock within that sector which is also showing the same pattern, which is breaking out from stage 1 to stage 2, those are the stocks you should keep in your portfolio, right? Again, this is not a recommendation, so this is an educational channel, so I don't recommend any stock. All I do is share my knowledge with you, my experience with you. If you have to invest in the stock market, of course you should take advice from your financial advisor. And I'm not providing any advice or any recommendation. It is just that what I see as a development in the stock market, and I'm going to share it with you. So let's jump into my screen and see what development I'm talking about. Let's recap the market and see where it is right now. Since my last video, it is still bullish pattern. It's showing bullish pattern. And now let me share the industries that I was tracking and which was in stage 1, which broke out today. Okay. So this is Nifty Media. Okay. So as you can see, let me just remove this drawing and show you why this is an important development in the stock market today. So here, which stage the sector is in right now? Okay, or before this week, before this long, huge, heavy green candle, where was it before that, right? So as you can see here, it went to its peak back in January 2018, right? And since then, it took a huge beating. And for the last 3 years, it saw a huge beating in the stock market, right? It never recovered. And since the time of the COVID-19, when all the market went down, it also went down. So it saw, this is stage 4, right? From January 2018 to April 2020, it saw stage 4. So 2 years of stage 4 it saw, right? It sustained for about 2 years. And since then, it saw some momentum upwards, right? And it broke above its 30-week moving average here at this point. However, it then still lagged, and then again, it broke down the 30-week moving average, and then it tried getting some momentum back, and then again broke down the 30-week moving average. Now, this week, you see here, this was a resistance level, long-term resistance level, right? Here it tried to break out of this resistance level multiple times, right? And it also tried breaking out around this point. However, it could not. But in this week, it saw a huge, heavy green candle, a bullish candle. Okay. And It saw potentially 15%. It would move 15% this week. Today itself, just today. And relative strength, you see, if the relative strength we see closely, it is, it got its upward momentum. It's still behind. It is not outperforming the market yet because it is below this line, which is Nifty 50. So but it saw some improvement and it just broke out of this crucial resistance level. And this could be another resistance level right here, because this point was important. It tried to break out of this point, and previously, before lagging behind, this was a time before the pandemic hits, right? And this is the time where it was consolidating, and then due to the pandemic, it went down. Now it regained its momentum and tried to broke out of this long-term resistance at this point, which it could not, but eventually it did this week. So this is sector-wise stage 1 to stage 2 breakout. So it is now moved into stage 2, just moved into it. It's just peeking its head to stage 2, which is an ideal time, to look for stocks within this sector, right? Now I'm going to show you some stocks which are, outperforming this sector, right? So let's see some of the stocks. And I believe if you're in the stock market, and if you've been looking at news and different other news channels and social media, you would see, news about Z entertainment industry, right? It moved up 42% just today, just this week, and it is showing the same pattern. You see, this is during the time, before the time of the pandemic hit, and then it went below, and then it tried to get its momentum back, but it could not. So this is a resistance level created when it regained its momentum, but it could not break out of this resistance level here at this point, here at this point, and here at this point, but it eventually did, right? However, you see the moving average was flattening out till the point what it did today, right? It did phenomenal stuff, right? 42% in a day, which is very significant. Now something happened here. What? We do not know. But I've talked about this in my previous video, that when some big movement happens in the stock market, that means potentially there could be some institutional investors, some big players are coming into the market, coming into this stock. Maybe, might happen. Now we have to see this development. Now, is this the ideal time to enter in this stock? If you haven't entered around this breakout point, if you have been noticing this stock, and if you see that there is a resistance level which it broke out and you entered around this breakout point, then you're fine. Your life is good, right? Your life is totally good. But if you haven't yet, this is not the time to enter yet, because the risk to reward ratio is pretty high, because it could go down below this breakout level. It could come down to this breakout level, and that could incur a huge loss if you enter at this moment. So what you should do, but don't think about buys and sells right now. Just look at the development and see another stock from this sector. So this is Dish TV, and this is looking very promising, because it is showing the same pattern. You see, this is a resistance level it created after it regained its momentum back post pandemic, like after the chaos of the pandemic, and I tried to break out here, but it eventually did here. And you see the volume spike, 35% it moved up, and then it moved up another 18% this week. So last week it broke out of this trading range. Wish I could saw this. I did not get a chance to enter in this stock. However, this is also not a stock to enter at this point in time, because it is well above its breakout point. So now what should you do? So again, this is not a recommendation, But what usually happens when there is a huge breakout from a stage 1 to stage 2, there has to be a pullback, right? Because there has to be some profit taking in the market. So again, as I keep telling you, right, that when there is a sharp movement upwards, there has to be some pullback. That is when you would say that the market is healthy. So a correction, we should look for a correction to this breakout point. And if it comes to this breakout point, then based on your risk tolerance, you can consider buying this stock. But for that, you need to know your risk tolerance, how much you can potentially risk. But this is looking amazing, guys, because you see, this is moving from stage 1 to stage 2. This is early, the most earliest time from the sector, since the overall market Nifty 50 is bullish, and the media sector just moved from stage 1 to stage 2, and some of the stocks are showing the same pattern, which are also moving from stage 1 to stage 2. So this is amazing development, and you should not think of buy right now, because this is truly something that you should see and look for and research, right? And see its development. Now, if you of course get it at an ideal point where it should as per the ideal point means it should ideally pull back to its breakout point a little, right? There has to be some profit taking. Now, whenever it does that, you can put in an entry point with some risk management in place just below this breakout point, and it could be a fine buy. It could potentially be a multi-bagger stock, because let's suppose this stock saw 120, price of 120. Now it is trading at 50 or 21 rupees. So it could potentially be a multi-bagger, but there is a huge risk involved in this stock as well, because since this is a penny stock, so you need to know your risk management. You need to have your risk management in place before you can even consider buying any penny stock. But I thought this is quite a fascinating development that I should share with you guys. So you should also have something to study. So again, I'll just reiterate the point of the stage analysis, which is very important again. So as far as the stage analysis go, which I have already shared in my previous video, you should only buy in any stock when the stock is of course entering from stage 1 to stage 2. That is an ideal point, right? That is an ideal stage to buy a stock. And when the market, the sector is also showing the same pattern, like it is also moving from stage 1 to stage 2, and you see a subsequent stock from that sector is showing the same pattern, you cannot get any better chemistry than that, right? And of course, you can only think of buying a stock in stage 2, not in stage 1, stage 3, and stage 4. If you like my content, I would request you to please like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and colleagues, and please hit the bell icon to get notified. And I see you guys on my next video. Thank you and have an awesome day. Bye.